Hello everyone, and thank you all for coming. If you don't already know me, which you all should since I'm the one who planned this whole party, I'm Jacqueline. I'm one of the products of the love that we are here today to celebrate. When I think about my parents' love story, I know that it's one of my favorites, especially when I remember them telling me about how they met. In 1992, Deb and Doug went out for drinks after work with some mutual friends. My dad, who was actually shy at this time, which I know is a complete shock, had a thing for one of the other girls that they were out with. My mom noticed this and dragged him onto the dance floor so that they could make her jealous. I know, surprise, surprise, that's not how you usually think about a love story starting. What makes it even funnier is that later that night, they went out to another bar with one of their other friends, and just the three of them, and my mom would later remember my dad as the other guy that she went out with. What they didn't know at this time was that this night, 31 years ago, would lead to a lifetime of happiness together. They began dating a few months after they met. After 3 years, they moved in together. After 2 years, they got married, and then the wonderful gift of life and their 2 children. Raising 2 kids is not easy, but they got complimented a lot on how we behaved, which I think is a true credit to them, especially from a single child and a man who only really had male cousins, which there were a lot of, so there was a lot of hype on his side of the family when I was born. But they raised 2 mild-mannered, polite children who knew their own worth. As a teacher, I know how rare this is nowadays. Children don't behave and they don't get the discipline that they need. But I am so glad that my parents, or that my teachers never had to give me some of the talks that I've had to give some of my students. Now I want to highlight how important this is to our family. Both sets of grandparents were divorced when my parents were very young. Neither of them can really remember a time when their parents were together as a true team. Yet somehow they pulled it off spectacularly and remain sitting here in front of us today. It wasn't until college that I even heard about any of their fights. They rarely fought, and they made sure that we never knew that it was even happening. I can't recall any before that one that my dad talked to me about. They definitely went through a lot in the 25 years that they've been married. Job loss, raising kids, deaths of friends, family, and pets. Extracurriculars that probably took up way more time than they should have. And sending one kid off to college while fighting to get the other through senior year of high school. What they did, what they accomplished with us was amazing. They have their own opinions, and they definitely disagree, but they never let that get to them. They push through it. They truly have a partnership, and that's the kind of relationship that I strive to find for myself. Mom, Dad, you guys are role models in so many different ways. Cheers to 25 years, and here's to 25 more.